I'm sick, and your existence is making me more sicker. Why do you want me to die? Why? My roommate is a sick girl and is telling everyone that I'm abusive. Hey, an update. The previous link is in the description. There's a lot that we've unpacked so far, but we ain't done quite yet. So here we go. Let's get this thing wrapped. Hi, all. Hello. I promised a January update, and I'm delivering on it. I'll give an update in February when she moves out, as promised. Except she decided she's not moving out until March. How many months must we endure this torture? She told the guy moving in that she has family medical needs and needs to be home, so moving isn't in the cards for February. Okay, but I'm pretty sure we have a contract.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Contract.
This is going to happen whether you like it or not. Oh, except no, it isn't, because she's just a little sick girl. Why would you want to fight with a little sick girl? God, she's so hateable. If you haven't seen the previous videos, you don't understand my vitriol, but yeah, I'm tapping right back into everything that's happened. And of course, she has not gone home. Anyway, I left for most of December, and it was pure bliss, aside from my grandfather's funeral, RIP, who passed early December. I felt more confident, my IBS calmed down, I wasn't anxious or walking on eggshells constantly. She had spent the first 2 weeks of December threatening to call the police over any perceived slight or infraction. She is crazy, dude. You could do some real jail time, dude. Turn and run, have the apartment, it's fine. I don't care anymore. I value my freedom first and foremost, okay? She also sent out a rather horrifying email to our building staff and management, accusing me of emotional abuse, medical abuse, and general neglect. General neglect? What are you, like a starving puppy or something?
Get the f*** out of here.
I don't think I'm beholden to you in any way. Although then again, maybe you are, because remember, she's just a little sick girl. She didn't do nothing. Why you want to be so mean to me? The housing staff even came up to me and told me about it, and I had no idea that email was sent out. Building management stepped in and explained that I'm not responsible for her medical needs. Thank God, some voice of reason. The accusations were all half-truths, not my problem, or complete lies. I think that's a good thing. Just let her spin her wheels so everybody can see her true colors, and you kick back and be like, you see what I have to deal with? You see what I gotta deal with here? Apparently, calling her out on lying about her endless medical issues is gaslighting and emotional abuse. You mean like exactly what you're doing to everybody else? It hurts to look in the mirror, doesn't it? Hiss, boo. Refusing to take her to the ER after she lied about 5 to 7 times about needing to go makes me abusive. Remember, she wanted me to schedule time in case she decided to go to the ER. Yeah, I really don't feel like going to the emergency room today. Few people do. I don't know why you're not seeing a problem with this. She told people that I threatened to leave her dead in the streets. This is from about a year ago, after I called her out on calling me 5 times in a couple months because she went hypo and needed me to come rescue her, or she would totally die. I started refusing and told her I'm not dropping whatever I'm doing to rescue you anymore. If you can't practice self-care, then you are going to die in the streets. She can practice self-care. She just wants to know that she has control over another human being's life. She's a tiny person in her tiny world, and it's really the only kicks that she gets. You need to find another hobby. At least become a politician and do it to entire nations, right? Oh boy. So, would you believe it? She never went hypo after I went off on her. Oh, but it's because she takes a spoonful of coconut oil every morning now. Either way, I'm definitely the monster. I mean, in her worldview, you are.
You're a monster.
But she's got a very skewed perspective. Oh, And of course, my personal favorite accusation is that I molested her personal belongings. What a oddly specific choice of words there. She works in marketing, so you do have to admire the wording. I see exactly what you're doing there, yes. Truthfully, I moved some of her boots that were blocking the closet door. The closet door's handle was gouging the front door because it wouldn't close. You should have done one better, just throwing them in the trash. They're like, don't leave your trash out here. Then you really escalate the situation. Then you probably get stabbed in the middle of the night. No, I think what you did is the best thing you could do. Don't listen to me. What am I supposed to be, some sort of advice guy? And how could I forget this? She's upset that I've recorded her. She's phrasing it like I'm recording her personally. I'm not. I'm recording myself when I'm asleep in case she tries something stupid. She's actually upset that I've recorded her lashing out and yelling at me, but why let anyone know that part, right? I would be interested in those videos. I mean, that is some high tier cringe. Anyway, so I come back January 1st after a very wonderful winter vacation, though I had to go to my grandpa's funeral, but it brought family I hadn't seen in ages together, so that was really nice. And when I get back, there's a man sleeping in total darkness on the sofa at 4 p.m. Oh, you're friends with hobos too, huh? I know Ramtide will pull this one sometime. It's a friend of hers, a gay male that we'll call Couch Vampire. It's a great choice of naming, honestly. She invited him to live rent-free for the month of January and part of December. I had no prior say in any of this, of course. Whatever. But he prefers the darkness, so no lights, windows shut all day long. He has no discernible sleep schedule, but if I'm going about my business at, say, 11 a.m., the apartments must be in darkness or I'm the rudest person alive. What is her relationship to the couch vampire? This is all really weird. And no, I'm not gonna stumble around my own living room. You gotta keep human hours like a normal person. Get out there, find a job, hop on your bike. Whatever, man. You just can't be here. That is a hard conversation to have, but it is essentially your only option. The cops will side with you on this one. They're like, that guy's not supposed to be here at all. Anyway, I obliged at the start because having Couch Vampire around tempered my roommate and she didn't want to look bad in front of him. Oh, I thought it tempered her because he was like giving her the good deep dicking, you know? But he is just a couch vampire. He's not a bed vampire. He's got a few level ups to go before he evolves into an incubus. Moving on, I still record myself when I'm alone in my room. Apparently, I left my spare phone with the camera on, not recording, and the guy saw it in my room. My roommate then started screeching that I'm recording pornography of her, and that she'll have me arrested. I'm gay, and I told her I'm recording for my own protection from her, and I shall continue to do so. Yeah, in my own bedroom. If that's the case, what are you doing naked in my bedroom? She's a maniac, dude. She then ends the conversation going,
if I'm ever in any of your videos, I'll go to the police for recording me, and they're already aware of you.
Yeah, they're aware of you too. This situation is so unsavable. It must be a really nice apartment for both of them to endure this hostile environment for so long. I'd be out like a flash, man. I don't care for any of this. Anyway, sick girl then drops that she's decided she's not gonna move until March. Whatever. I know she's gonna drag this out until the lease is up, and I honestly couldn't care. I've been in California at an industry event. My company let me know that I can't charge the internet bill directly to the company credit card, as I had been doing so for 6 months, so I switched it to my personal credit card and did a security check on the system remotely. It brought the Wi-Fi down from 1:30 a.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's hardly prime time. Ah, but it is prime time, OP. Prime time for weirdos. Yeah, I resemble that statement. OP continues, oh my God. The texts and emails I got, they were raging. Total and complete impotent rage. Honestly, drink it in. Just enjoy that flavor. Couch vampire.
What's the new Wi-Fi password? Is this about the $30.03 I owe for the gas bill?
No, but you are a week overdue, FYI. Sick girl.
You have no right to remove Wi-Fi. This is unacceptable. If you do not turn the Wi-Fi back on by 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will contact management. You've been warned. As head of household, I'm entitled to Wi-Fi.
Then she Venmo'd me $7. It is kind of the cherry on top, isn't it? You are entitled to nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. So the gas bill thing. Instead of splitting the bill 3 ways, Sick Girl demanded that it get split 2 ways, and that her and Couch Vampire will split her portion of the bill. So basically, it's like going to a restaurant with 3 people, demanding 2 checks, and then they split their check between them. You don't need to explain the math, OP. It's a terrible deal. You're getting screwed, and you let yourself get screwed, is the truth of it. He's just putting his head down and being like, maybe the abuse will end eventually. No, it won't. You gotta stand up and grab your balls. To clarify, no. The Wi-Fi shutoff wasn't about the gas, although I do like how they paid up quite quickly. I can't believe an hour and a half of no Wi-Fi caused such a barrage of nasty texts. Like I said, they have nothing better to do. Terminally online, that's a big reason that they're like this. Touching grass is very important, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Have you touched grass within the past couple of days? Go get some sunlight. Go get some exercise. Throw a big rock around the field. It seems pointless, but it's not as pointless as whatever the hell this is supposed to be, all right? I ended up speaking to an aunt who has a lot more fire in her belly, and she's advocating for me to stop indulging her. Yeah, big ups to your aunt for real. My aunt pointed out that people who are mentally ill still know right from wrong, and by indulging her, I'm only making my life harder. And since she's a bully, once I stand up for myself, she'll probably either go insane, and then I can call the police on her, or she'll stop. She's never going to stop. She's already insane. You just gotta make the mask slip in front of the police. You got video evidence. Is that not enough to make something happen? I don't know. There is a legal advice post in these last 4, so maybe we'll get a bit more clarification there. And of course, OP's aunt is indeed right. This woman, in quotations, has robbed me of my self-confidence. I'm terrified to do anything in my own apartment lest I incur her wrath. My grandfather's corpse isn't even cold in the ground yet, and she's already just being completely psychotic. And you're allowing it. Why are you rolling over? I think that's a big question you need to ask yourself. I am done being quiet until 2 p.m. when she finally wakes up. I'm done acquiescing to her every time she makes an insane demand on the temperature, or running away every time she gets angry, or being timid when she threatens the police. I need to stand up for myself. I also think that we need a little Wi-Fi cleanse. So I'm gonna kill the Wi-Fi in our apartment for February for her. I pay for it, so I can do whatever I want with it. Our building has high-speed Wi-Fi in the lobby and other common spaces, so not like it's really a hardship. And she has an office. She's not a remote worker. She just chooses not to go to work, like, ever. Anyway, this concludes our December update. Let's hope January's more peaceful. I doubt it. Me too, OP. Me too. Oh, but my company may give me a significant raise, which might allow me to live by myself somewhere else, so there is light at the end of this anus. There usually is at one end or the other. Unfortunately, it does seem sort of like you're coming out the wrong end. But at least you're finally standing up. They're gonna make your life as much of a living hell as they can in order to petition for the Wi-Fi back. But as long as you can stand strong, they'll go mooch somewhere else. Only like 2 or 3 months to go at least until Sick Girl pushes the deadline out a little further. I swear, OP is gonna have to be the one to run away. I've said this since the beginning. Let's get into the next story and see what happens. My roommate is a sick girl, and she is out of my life. Oh, that's beautiful. You love to hear it. March update, final, not final, but final bit of current events, I guess. It's been nearly a month and nearly too good to be true. She is gone. She's been gone for weeks. Ah, blessed peace and quiet. Yes, I can finally live my life again. It feels like getting out of jail. That's the only thing I can really compare that to. TLDR, new roommate's awesome. He works 9 to 5. He cleans up after himself. He's also rather quiet and keeps to himself, but we're courteous and mindful of one another. Mostly, we just keep to ourselves. There hasn't been any drama, no medical issues, though we did flee the city for COVID-19. Still paying rent though. Hey, that's the best thing ever. He doesn't leave clothes in the dryer for a week at a time. He doesn't leave piles of dishes in the sink and demand that I clean half of them. It has been bliss. I can't believe I have a roommate who leaves the house. I could actually work from home. That was one of my big stipulations for a roommate too, when I was video editing and doing the YouTube stuff. We got a couple good roommates out of the deal, some not so good, but it is what it is. Roll of the dice. I'm glad you rolled well on this one, OP. OP continues, oh my God, if I had to live with that woman during COVID-19, I'd probably throw myself into the Hudson River. That would be absolute insanity. Anyway, on to the story. She didn't leave with any dignity, of course. No, she's not that kind of person. So I knew there was gonna be fireworks at the end. It's beautiful. She decided to pull drama up until the day that she had to move out, and even beyond that. Mid-February, we got an email from the management company that we were behind on the rent. I paid my portion of the rent, so that means that she didn't pay hers. What's more, we should have had a positive balance in the rental account because we got 2 months free in rent, and we agreed in writing that we'd each get half of that to split however we'd like. You can't separate an account like that. It's just understood that she had half of it and I had my half. You should have seen something like this coming. She was gonna burn it all to the ground before she left. But don't you worry, OP, she's gonna get her just desserts before life is done. So yes, sick girl just decided to not pay rent for 2 months, and that sucked up my portion of the account. Now, we were still living together, and I basically prepared for a fight. I was out doing remote work when I was dealing with all this, and I also found out that she had quit her job in January. You're really just going nowhere, aren't you? So she pretty much just stole money from me to continue living her nothing life. He didn't say nothing life, but it is a nothing life, god damn it. So I replied back to the management company with pictures of our agreements and pictures of my rental deposits and asked for my roommate to send a copy of her rental deposits so we could just see where everything went wrong. Basically, I not only showed that we agreed to split rent, but that we also agreed to split the rental credit, and that we had an established history of 50-50 payments. Essentially, just showing all of the legal evidence I had in case I had to go to court. I guess that's how we swing our dicks around nowadays. Like, look, I got the receipts. Look at all this paperwork I got, son. It's like, well, I guess you're done. You are cooked. I then decided to drive home. The moment I get home, she goes up to me in this perky, happy voice. Oh my God, OP, can you believe those a-holes at the rental company? They keep saying we owe money. They're so stupid. Yes, aren't they? Some manipulators are really good at manipulating. Some just like brute force it and are really bad. She is definitely one of the latter. OP, realizing that this is all a trap, I put on my best act. I know, right? Well, I'll let you guys sort it out. I'm square on my finances. I think that's probably a pretty smart move. She then starts going, "Oh man, you're my best friend. I'm so sorry things ever got this bad. I hope we can be best friends after this." Bitch, I want to go no contact 100% with you after this. Can I be real? You barely qualify as human. You are a harpy. I just stood there, shocked, and I realized that this was the most dangerous mode she could be in. This was herself trying to manipulate me into saving her. If I took the peace offering, it would be a month or two of my sanity. If I didn't, the threat that she'd turn into a nightmare again was right there. I mean, let her do it. Nobody can part me and the bag, not some harpy. You shall be slain, foul beast, forsooth. So I feigned a hug. I told her to work things out with the rental company, and I ran out of the apartment. I called the rental company and just hounded them to ensure that she paid her portion and my portion back. She did. Dear God, she did. Uh-oh. She quit her job. Does she have savings for this? She has another Neckbeard scheme, doesn't she? Then we got a new roommate. Oh my God.
Oh no, not again.
Wasn't this spot already reserved for somebody? Temporary subletting? Is this even legal? Who cares? Give me my money. Everything was fine, and yeah, I guess that was that. Except that it wasn't, lol. What, did you think this girl would leave with any dignity? So the new roommate was supposed to move in on the first Saturday of March in the morning, because she legally didn't live there as of that morning, but she still needed to clean some stuff up. She had dirt from potted plants like everywhere, so she strolls into the apartment at 11 a.m. and immediately goes to take a shower for 2 hours and proceeds to sing Florence and the Machine as loudly as she can. What the hell? I think Sick Girl might have left some things out of the agreement to live here. She thinks she still lives here. I bailed out and just went skateboarding. I came back a few hours later and she's sitting on the sofa in her towel. Nothing had been touched in her room. I ask her what's going on, and then I hear the washer going. She stuffed that thing to the brim. Is she aware of what's going on? Is she even sentient? All she did is take a shower and like vegetate on the couch. She qualifies as an NPC, I'm pretty sure. She had friends bring the laundry to her. She has laundry facilities in her new place. She just decided to do laundry here. She had 4 loads. I told her no, absolutely not. Then she accused me of
not caring about her having clean bedding because she's allergic to dust mites and needs to clean her bedding 3 times a week.
Except I've watched her sleep on a bare mattress for weeks at a time because she's too lazy to actually follow through on the laundry. I think all of us are too lazy to follow through on the laundry at some point in our lives. But I hope things start looking up. It's part of the human experience, but you can't fail to do it 100% of the time. It's ridiculous. So I left the apartment again, and I went to the gym. I came back to the new roommate, moving in. My old roommate made some snide comments about our potato, onion, and garlic shelf being
so unseemly.
What, you don't like fresh herbs and spices? Hell's wrong with you? She was basically just low-key making bitchy comments the entire time the new roommate was moving in, including saying,
"Oh yeah, OP loves to cook. He spends so much time in the kitchen cooking. We make sure to schedule around him."
Okay, weird flex, but okay.
I don't even know how to boil an egg.
Well, that's most unfortunate, isn't it?
I only eat fast food.
It's not something you should tell people, probably. OP says, "Girl, I'm in there once a week on Sunday to do meal prep, and then at breakfast every day to make sausage and toast, so go fuck yourself. Otherwise, I'm microwaving everything." God, she is infuriating. And this is coming from the girl who'd not only leave the kitchen a disaster zone after using it, but would also take hours to cook all the time, and then get mad when I just needed to make a protein shake, or the measuring spoons when she was making a quinoa avocado salad with turmeric and magnesium powder. Ugh, sounds awful. You people eat like this?
That's nasty.
So she leaves, and that's when I look around and see that the dryer is crammed full of linens and bed sheets, just bursting. And it's just pressing against the glass of the dryer, rotating around, damp, because no air can circulate. If you do this enough times, it'll totally dry it, right? Yeah, either that or light a fire. The clothes dryer stopped at around 5 p.m. Saturday. Does she come and pick up her laundry Saturday night? No. Sunday? No. Monday? No. Tuesday? No. So, I took her damp, mildew-scented laundry and neatly folded it into a damp pile inside of an IKEA bag. You just left it there for 5 days and thought it would be fine? It's gonna smell gross, bro. Now you gotta wash it again. So did she come on Wednesday? Well, not up until 10 p.m. By that point, I put the IKEA bag at our front desk with the attendant and sent her a text that it was at the front desk with the attendant. Okay, but where is it though? With the attendant? Okay, you made that very clear. Thank you. I then get this text while I'm at the gym from her.
Can you confirm my laundry's at the front desk?
I don't know. How about ask the attendants? OP, yeah. I put it there this morning with the attendant.
Stop saying it.
Just go up there and ask for it. Her.
Okay, but can you confirm that it's at the front desk? Please confirm. I need you to confirm. I need my bedding tonight, or I'll not be able to sleep.
What did you do for the last 5 nights? What are you talking about? OP? Yes! This is the 3rd time I'm telling you this. It is at the front desk. Her. Thanks! And that was the last that I have heard of her. Oh, thank God. Thank God! If she could just be gone forever, dissolve, dust in the wind, nobody would have to deal with her anymore, I think that would be for the best. But unfortunately, she's going to go afflict somebody else with her presence. It never ends. She has tried to reach out a couple of times for me to check the mail and pretty much seems to expect me to deliver it to her. Lol, no. There you go. Done being used and abused in this beautiful OP. I'm proud of you. I just throw it to the front desk and say, if she asks for it, it's here. She's been forbidden by management to go upstairs to our unit. I love it. Oh, and she refuses to do mail forwarding, so I might need to go and do that for her because I'm so done with her in my life. So she's out of my life, but like a virus, keeps trying to sneak back in. Oh, speaking of viruses, you know she's immunocompromised, so it just makes no sense for us to have direct contact for at least the next 6 months. After all, I'm a high-risk vector for COVID-19, so yeah, let's not even interact for the next 6 months. I'm free! Ooh. Yeah, you did it, OP. Look at you fly! I think the COVID-19 times was like some of the best times. Nobody asked me to go anywhere or do anything. It was beautiful. But now real life is back and it's ticking along, and I'm glad it's ticking along well for you, OP. It's ticking along pretty well for me as well. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. If you haven't liked, commented, or subscribed on the video quite yet, then maybe you should do that right now. You can also check out our creepypasta channel, Date and Dies. Interesting stuff going on there. Mine and Wifey's channel, Mr. and Mrs. ReddX. Ooh. We've also got a couple of other projects in the works, but I'm not going to talk about them. At least not until it's time to talk about them. But I will talk about the next story, the update on the update, and we'll get into that right now. New York, New York City. My old roommate is still on the lease, but doesn't live here. Does she have unlimited rights to access? Is she arguing with the management of the building? This isn't r/legal advice, and yeah, I don't think she stands much of a snowball's chance at hell here. Long story short, my old roommate was psychotic. Yes, quite literally. A total evil nightmare. I posted about her here before, and lengthy posts on r/BadRoommates under the "My roommate is a sick girl" stories, just because I was desperate and needed to vent. But she moved out March 1st. It's been bliss, but about 2 weeks ago, she and her flying monkeys have been reaching out to check and see if there's any mail, or what a crazy crisis this is, yeah? The pandemic, I guess, is what he's talking about. And no, I don't want to talk to you about anything, including world events. Good day. We're done interacting. So I block the numbers as they come up, or any mail or packages I get, I mark them as return to sender and have the post carrier take them away. I mean, yeah, you probably should have set up address forwarding, right? I am wondering about her rights to enter the apartment. Here's the situation. Her and I are co-equal signees on the lease. She does not live in the apartment anymore. We have a new roommate who is awesome. She still hasn't updated any of her documents or mailing addresses. She hasn't lived in the apartment for 6 weeks now. Nothing of hers is in the apartment. Any mail she can pick up of her own volition at the front desk. So I guess my question is this. If she shows up at my apartment door and demands to be let in, am I allowed to refuse her entry? Absolutely. What the hell is this? I know she'll assert that she's the leaseholder, but she is not a resident. I know if she finds a loophole, she'll try to use it to weasel back into my life until the end of the lease period. If she is not allowed to enter, and she either tries to force herself in or uses a copy of the key, am I allowed to call the police? Or if she is allowed to enter, but I don't want her to at that time, and she tries to force herself in, can I call the police then? What scares me is that the current roommate is not in the building, and I know her IDs will say that she still lives here. I know this sounds stupid, but I just get this overwhelming sense of dread that she's gonna try and pull something like this. I mean, you have known her long enough, OP. Even in a short series of 8 or 9 posts, I know her well enough to believe that she would do something like this. OP continues, I'm playing out these scenarios in my head, like a bad movie that I can't stop watching. For the record, I am a gay male. We were never in an intimate relationship. She was just a monster who believed that the world needed to understand how sick and fragile she truly was. And if you didn't drop everything to care for her and believe everything she was saying, then you must be destroyed. TLDR, what rights does a co-leaseholder have in NYC who's not the current resident or tenant? And I also am a co-signer on this lease. Thank you for replies. Got some very nice PMs that link me to relevant documents. She is considered a lessee on our building management, but she is also a landlord to our subtenant. She needs to obey the same rules a landlord must, so that's good. Well, this is all getting really convoluted. Why couldn't we just have like a normal interaction, you know? It seems to me like the comment section says she still has rights to access the apartment as a leasee. And I have no doubt that she would do that, but there's the landlord thing that holds it back, and yeah, nobody has a real good answer here. But I suppose what else did you expect from from Reddit? I'm asking a bunch of internet lawyers. No, please consult with a real lawyer in your local district, okay? Thank you so much. But I guess we got one more post. We'll see how it all happened a year later. The 1 year update. So let's get into it. 1 year update. My roommate was a sick girl, and I cut her out. Oh, how could you do that? She was just a sick girl. She didn't do nothing wrong. Come on, why you want to fight with her? She's just a sick girl. I'm so proud of you, OP. Once you finally had enough and truly grabbed your nuts, it was over so fast, wasn't it? Isn't this better than enduring years of pain and abuse? Sure, it's awkward in the moment, but you know where the line is now, don't you? So OP says, hi, y'all. About 1 year ago, I posted a series of posts about the roommate that I was living with at the time. She was a sick girl who over-exaggerated her symptoms for sympathy and control over people's lives. She was the kind of person where, if you didn't keep up to date with her ever-changing illnesses, drop everything and cater to her, regarding her every whim with infinite care and compassion and understanding, well then, you're clearly an abusive psychopath who should have the police routinely called on them. Oh, and she also tried to steal around $4,000 from me. I was saving up that money for an assassin from the internet to come after you. She really can't look in the mirror. She throws around abusive psychopath like she's not one as well. Oldest trick in the book, call them the thing before they can call you the thing, right? I just wanted to give a year after update. Everything is great. All right, cool, post's over. No, it's not. I live on my own now, which sucks financially, but I'm also living a much more calm, relaxed, and stable life. It's nice to just be me again. Yeah, bless up. Nobody should ever have to endure that. I had some roommates that suck, but that's a living hell. I no longer have to deal with the insane accusations from someone whose mood changes like the wind, or someone who decides that they have a new illness and it's my responsibility as their roommate to wait on them hand and foot. And if I don't, well, the gaslighting, the abuse, the mudslinging, the name-calling, the threats of harm and destruction, the filthy state of the apartment that she'd leave for me to clean up, and the smear campaigns, where she'd tell everyone that I was abusive, trying to steal rent money from me and the deposit, the threat she'd make to call the police because I'd call her out on her abusive behavior, all of that, it's all gone.
Dust in the wind. All they are is dust in the wind.
I still can't believe that I got through it. The one thing I thank my lucky stars for is that she moved out at the end of February 2020. If she didn't, she and I probably would have been stuck together for all of 2020 quarantine. Yeah, and only one person's coming out of the apartment alive at that point, okay? It's going down. I've never been stuck with a Munchausen-based narcissistic psychopath. She clearly had some kind of mental illness that exacerbated her, in my non-professional opinion, inherent instability and attention-seeking behaviors. And all of that, in an inescapable situation, probably would have been the death of me. Yeah, or her. It wouldn't have gone well. The stars aligned to get her out of your hair before all this happened. She made several attempts to contact me since then. The lion, the witch, and the audacity of this bitch, right? Always with a friendly, oh my god, I hope you're okay. Things are just so nuts, right? Yeah, well, it takes one to know one. No, just block her, it's fine. I always gray-stoned her, and as of last week, with her last hoovering attempt, I completely blocked her on all social media, all phone accounts, even her flying monkeys. She's been exorcised from my life. The power of Christ compels you. One of the other reasons I wanted to post was that I learned of a very particular type of abuse. I didn't know I was a victim of it, and once I learned what it was, it armed me with the ability to shut this shit down in the future. It is called reactive abuse. Oh, we're doing some learning today, all right. An insidious method of maltreatment, total science today, trace amounts. It's when a victim reacts to the abuse they're experiencing. The victim may scream, toss out insults, or even lash out physically at the abuser. They then retaliate by telling the victim that they are in fact the one who is abusive. Yeah, it's like gaslighting +1 or something like that. I believe the young hip kids call it cry bullying, and it happens so often. And that is exactly what it is. Every time my roommate would come at me with some kind of insane, deranged accusation, I'd either stand my ground or tell her to go screw. And that, telling her to go screw, was abuse beyond measure, in her words. Enough where I clearly am in the wrong, and she believes she was absolved of all wrongdoing. Not that she ever did anything. I was just an uncompassionate dick, in her words, after all. I mean, the reason he took up this mantle is because he was compassionate, at least in some capacity. But you've abused it. You've clearly abused the privilege. You drank up every bit of compassion that this man once had. Hopefully he'll regenerate it at some point, but yeah, he'll probably be a lot more cautious in the future. You've scarred him with your actions for no reason. Please do be aware of this style of abuse because it can come out of nowhere and no one wants to be seen as the abuser. And here's the best advice I can give to anyone in this situation. Standing your ground is never wrong. And remember, the best way to enrage a narcissist while keeping yourself in the clear is just to listen to their bullshit and their baiting, and then just smile, nod, and say, okay. No sarcasm, no cheekiness to it, just a neutral, okay, with a smile. They'll go insane, and you literally give them nothing. Our good buddy Irish Pirate, licensed therapist, has some tips for dealing with a narcissist. He said, a fun way to make them face their own words is to just take the last string of words in their excuse and reflect it back as a question. Narcissist says, you don't understand, I'm under pressure too. And you say, oh, you're under pressure too? Yeah, I have problems here and I just don't have time to explain it. Oh, you don't have time to explain it? It drives them nuts. I want to try it. But that is licensed therapist. I mean, probably not speaking in a professional capacity, but I thought it was a very interesting way to deal with it. And yeah, he's on my brain a little bit because of the Papa Pirate episode yesterday. The finale. And speaking of finales, yeah, now this saga's all wrapped up. OP gets his happy ending. Ah, couldn't be better. You kind of wonder what happened to Couch Vampire. Did he ever fully evolve into an incubus? Nobody knows. I guess we'll have to explore that on another episode of Reddit Internet Mysteries, which isn't a series that we do yet, but maybe it could be. Seems more fitting for Dayton Dies. Whatever. I'm spitballing here. I appreciate you guys coming through. I'd like to thank you for your support. If you watch this over on kick.com/DaytonDoes, then I'm massively appreciative for that. I've sort of abandoned Twitch at this point. But please do follow me there, everywhere else. Support where you're able, Patreon, YouTube memberships, etc., etc. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy. You definitely, definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.